Yo, so I haven't done one in a minute, but we here, Pavy Daily Takes. Just want to speak a little bit about the Kyrie Irving situation, Kyrie versus the NBA, I guess you could call it, right now. Uh, it's an interesting situation. First off, I want to commend Kyrie for the stance he's taken, and all the players. I know, like, A. had a comment, Dwight Howard had a comment, who else had a comment? Um, George Hill had a comment that I actually read. So shout out the players for the stance they're taking. I think it's commendable. Um, anytime you care about something bigger than yourself, I have no issue with that. So I can't ridicule you for that. I know there's been a lot of talk in the media, I guess, the last couple of days about Kyrie this, Kyrie that. Also, the thing that's kind of funny about all of this is that we still don't know what Kyrie said, and it seems like Kyrie said different things depending upon who you talk to and what their own personal agenda is. Kyrie said different things. I mean, even with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson about it. Matt Barnes said he heard that the league told Kyrie that he couldn't come to Orlando. Then Kyrie responded back, "Well, social justice." One, I no doubt I think Kyrie cares. I think that Kyrie is sincere in everything that he does. Kyrie strikes me as a very passionate brother. So 1,000% no doubt that he cares, and I think his main issue. Again, is everything else going? There's like a lot of things going on in the world, and also there is a whole pandemic. Like that's why the league got shut down. It's not just social justice as well. Like there actually also is a pandemic. It might not even be the safest thing to play basketball. And again, if there are any players who, for like whatever reason that they don't want to play, and I also think the NBA for the fact that they aren't punishing players if they don't want to play. I think that they're doing the right thing for that. Um, and all people's like, oh well, if you're gonna sit out for social, you need a reason. There needs to be a plan. I don't necessarily think you need a reason. I think that your reason or like a plan. I think that's your reason of, hey, it's real outside. I don't want to leave my family for 3 months to go play a basketball game. And also, now I'm not just leaving my family while it's real outside and little actual people are dying and I can't be there to protect my family. But also, like, I got to put my health at risk at the same time, which is a whole nother, conversation. So anybody who doesn't want to go, like, I think that that's enough reason. I don't think you need a plan. I don't think you need a plan to be able to save the world. Your plan could be very as simple as, I don't want to leave my family for 3 months. Okay, that's fine. I have no issue with that. And also, if you do want to play, I 1,000% understand why you would want to play. Um, Again, like I said before, not counting anybody pockets, because I don't know what people's expenses are. What they have to take care of in their life. I have no idea, but I do know one thing that a lot of the people I've seen come out and say, "Oh, well, I don't know if I'm gonna play," are guys who've been in the league for a decade. Like they've made a nice sum of money in their careers. Like Lou Will has made a nice sum of money in his career. Well, Lou Will said that he's playing. No, wait, no. Let me not get that. He said that he didn't say he wasn't playing, but he does understand the distraction element. He agrees the NBA would be a distraction from what's going on because it could pacify the situation. Which I have a comment on the NBA being a distraction because I do agree. I just think that that's sad, and if all it takes is a basketball being dribbled to make you forget about what's going on outside, then I have to ask, how much did you care in the first place? But that's my opinion. But I do agree it would be a distraction. But if all that coming back is somebody doing a couple between the leg dribbles to make you forget about the whole thing that we out here fighting for, how much did you actually care, or was it just a hot story at the minute? That's my take on that. But a lot of the guys, like I said, Kyrie's even a guy who, if he's not counting anybody pockets, because I don't know, what the man spends on. I don't know what his expenses are. That's really none of my business. But from the numbers I've seen on his contracts, his two max deals, he has the Uncle Drew. He has his own shoes. Kyrie could probably never play basketball another day in his life, and it probably, I assume, would be set for life. I think Dwight Howard was another one. Dwight Howard's been in the league 15 years. Lord knows how much money Dwight Howard has made. Even George Hill, guy who's been in the league a decade, I would assume he'd be life. Even Avery Bradley, he's a guy who's been in the league for a decade. I would assume he's set for life. They may not speak for a guy on like your rookie contract. You 2 years in the league. You maybe only made you might be dependent upon these I don't know how much they get paid, every 2 weeks, whatever. But you may be really dependent upon these checks. You may have just bought your mother a house. Man, the house was a good idea to buy. back when you were getting paid every 2 weeks, now you're not getting paid, and it's like, whoa, what did I do? Like, do I have the funds necessary for this? Everybody, like even Kyrie said on the phone calls, really only like 20 of us getting paid, so it naturally divided anyway. In like a locker room, if you like, let's take the Clippers for example. Yeah, you got Kawhi Leonard making the money that he making, but Zubac ain't making that same amount of money. So there's that natural divide. Like, yeah, Kawhi could probably miss some checks. Again, I don't know what Kawhi funds are. I have no idea. Don't ask me. Ain't none of my business. Don't know what Zubac funds are. Don't ask me. Ain't none of my business. But I would assume one got a little more in the bank than the other one. So if one missed a couple of checks, it ain't as devastating as the other man missing a couple of checks. But like I said, I'm not about to ridicule anybody for any sense they want to take. I think that in this time, especially for the NBA players, I think that you have to do what's best for you and yours. And if what's best for you and yours is going down there playing, making money, or maybe you just really want to play the game of basketball, like it's something that you love to do and you ain't been able to do it for 3 months. Maybe you really want to go down there and play basketball. I have no issue with that. Don't mean that you care any less about social injustice. I don't think that means you care any more about social injustice. I just think that people have their own desires, and also, again, even Garrett Temple said, one way we can fight systematic racism is by building generational wealth in our families, which I do agree with. I'm never gonna be against a young brother going down there and getting his money and possibly setting his family up for generations upon generations. I'm never gonna criticize a black man for getting their money, especially if the way they getting money ain't hurting nobody and killing nobody. Never gonna criticize a black man for going out there and trying to provide for his family and for setting up generational wealth down the line. The average American isn't making $10 million in a year. So you're talking about people who hopefully if they've used their money correctly, they've set their families up for generations to come after them. That's one less of us that is below the poverty line. And again, if you do and if you don't want to play because again, there's too much stuff going on, in the world, you want to be near your family, there's things off the court that you want to do. How in the world can you get mad at somebody for that? That takes a real stance. Like, man, shout out you, my brother. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Even if it's just as simple as I don't like Dwight. Granted, not speaking for Dwight because I don't know nothing about his situation. But I think his he put out Dwight actually released a full-on statement, which again is the funny thing about all of this is like Kyrie ain't really released a statement. I respect the stance that I think he has, but with that it seems like he has 100%, but Kyrie actually ain't released a statement. So everybody arguing about what you heard Kyrie say. There's been a lot of he say, she say with this whole situation, and I wish that it could have been done a little bit more behind closed doors because it seems like whoever's putting the news out, those people have agendas. So they're putting the news out biasly from their own agendas. Like even when, you saw the Woj article, and then I think Chris Haynes was tweeting about what Kyrie said. It was two different languages. Like that didn't look the same. So like, people have their own agendas. Even when they said with Kyrie suggested that we can make our own league. First of all, I think that's dope. I'm never I am never against black men owning anything either. I think ownership is the way. Ownership is the way out in many aspects. But at the same time, if he put that in a Nets group chat, why do we know about that? That should be something that they know between them. Like where are he's coming from? It seems like again people have their own agendas, and what he said depends on who said what he said. But I do respect 1,000% the stance that I think he has. But going back to my point with Dwight. I think Dwight's one of his the mother of his of one of his kids that passed away. So he's dealing with a lot of stuff, that has nothing to do with basketball. If he don't want to go down there and play, I don't think he needs some million-man march planned out to not go play. I think the answer could be as simply as, I'm not focused on it. It's too much stuff going on in the world, and I want to be near my family. But yeah, I just wanted to say this. I have no issue with what Kyrie is doing. Also with Kendrick Perkins and what he said. Like I understand that people have to get paid, but I just don't like when you criticize somebody's intelligence. Like the bird brain comment I think was a little bit out of bounds. I'm not gonna criticize anybody's intelligence, call anybody stupid just because I disagree with them. I don't think there's place for that in the world in general, especially in black media, because again we kind of supposed to be all for one. I think we all kind of recognize the issues and realize that there's things going on. There's no one way to change anything, because if there was, it would have been changed a long time ago. There's many ways to do it. Nobody is necessarily wrong. We just have a difference of opinion, and there's many ways to go about it. But again, I 1,000% respect what Kyrie is doing. I understand it. It is still all funny to me. Well, not really funny. I guess funny is the wrong word, but interesting to me. He hasn't actually put out a statement. Again, I do respect the stance that I think he has, but I don't think Kyrie has released any type of statement. Everybody is like discussing what they think Kyrie said, and what he said seems different. Depending on who said what he said. So there's that. Pavy Takes. Talk to you guys later.